He did his thing.
God bless.
He was that
Jacob.
guy. He was that guy in the jewelry world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's
do you
funny.
feel like did he kind of like give you like the crown?
He never gave me the crown, and I asked for it from him before. And it's funny. I don't know if any of you guys familiar with Jonathan Mannion.
Yeah, of course. Photographer.
So Jonathan Mannion is a good friend of mine who used to work. He's done many things for Jacob the Jeweler before.
And tons
me
of
and him,
album
Yeah,
covers.
me and him are good friends, and I was like, yo, listen. Like, everybody keeps calling me the new Jacob because I'm in his old booth.
Yeah.
Right.
And la la la. So I made a shirt that said the new Jacob. And I posted it, and people went wild.
Yeah.
So Johnny hits me. He's like, yo, listen. What you did right there was historical. Let's reach out to homie and see if maybe he could kind of get behind you and kind of give you that,
co-sign.
just co-sign you. Nobody wanted to co-sign me. And he kind of blew Johnny off, and I was like, you know what?
Well, pause to him blowing Johnny off.
No problem. So I kind of had to, coming out with a new shirt, Jacob who. So, because I feel like I did more shit than he. Listen, he has super bread.
Yeah.
But forget about the money. If we take the money out of the equation, I did more in my career than he did in his career.
In comparison to what?
I mean, like creativity. You know what? Why'd you have to ask me that question?
No, it's a good question because
as far as creativity, he came in at a good time. Like Jay fucked with him. Puff fucked with
Kanye.
him. You know what I mean? And he came.
I mean,
out
a lot of people. I mean, a
lot of jewelers
I grew up
now,
in Brooklyn. I had a Jacob.
Right,
watch,
right. And he did his thing. So he was in a good place at a good time. Right now, where I'm at is everybody's a jeweler now. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to be a jeweler. Everybody's
right. It's like everybody.
So it's difficult for me to kind of get up and get out of my. Mm-hmm. I'm in the Diamond District. There's a million jewelers in the Diamond District.
I live over there.
And there's a lot of Jewish people come there
for
to
me
buy
to
jewels, No? There's a lot. Who has it?
Jewish people really got their connects. They don't really buy no too much.
No? So when you say, that, what's some of the stuff that you would say I've done?
I feel like as far as creativity-wise and getting out there, like he got popping from Jay and Puff and people saying his name through music and hip-hop world. You know what I mean? I feel like I came in and kind of Picasso'd my way through.
Mm-hmm.
He took orders and just did what people wanted him to make. I made my own thing. I did my own thing.
How did you get into this?
Is it a family business?
It was a family business that I never wanted to get into. So my uncle and my cousin owned a jewelry shop. And coming from a Jewish home, jewelry is something you could always fall back on. And that's something I didn't want to do.
Right.
Fuck jewelry. I always get back.
So what did you want to do?
Growing up as a kid, I mean, I wanted to be what every kid wanted to be. A fucking astronaut. A veterinarian. You know what I mean?
Who the fuck I want to... I don't want to be no veterinarian.
Niggas wanted to be jewelers and basketball.
I wasn't trying to be a fucking jeweler.
I wanted to be a porn star when I was growing up.
But you have a baby remote, so back to him.
No.
So what's going on?
So... I wanted to kind of, all my mom's friends, sons and daughters and shit.
And you grew up in Queens.
I grew up in Queens.
Yeah.
And I just didn't want to fall back on anything. And I was in the mortgage business for a little while. I was in the real estate business, and it went to shit. And my mom was just like, listen, your cousin's hiring. They lost somebody. Somebody ended up stealing from their jewelry store. Yeah. Why don't you go work for them, seasonal? I'm like, well, how much are they paying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to leave.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not getting money. I don't want to go.
Right.
So she's like, call them and see what the situation is. They were like, so I called. I'm like, so listen, my mom told me to give you guys a call. They said you needed somebody, seasonal.
Sure.
What's the issue? And they were like, listen, we'll give you $70 a day. I was like, all right, cool, no problem. I'll call you back. I called my mother. I said, Ma, they want to give me $70 a day. You want me to stop doing what I'm doing for $70 a day? She's like, well, what you're doing is not good. You're never gonna get anywhere doing this shit. Like a regular Jewish mom would.
Yeah.
And I ended up going there, $70 a day, and I started from Thanksgiving, and I worked 7 days a week till Christmas.
God damn. Well, Hanukkah.
So Christmas and Hanukkah landed.
Okay, I'm sorry.
He don't know
once that was done, I was like, guys, thank you. I'm good, but I'm gone here. Thank you. I didn't realize that I was working where Jacob the Jeweler was working. I didn't realize that 50 big.
Sure.
Everybody walked through that. I had no idea. And nobody came through that season. So I was like, I'm not coming back here.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
good.
It wasn't
Like,
popping.
no, what are you talking about?
It
Everybody
wasn't
loves you.
lit.
So they're like, everybody loves you. We'll up your pay. We'll give you $150 a day. I'm like, listen. Basically, they talked me into working. I was like, when I get home, I'm just gonna tell my mom to handle it because I'm not gonna work. They're like, listen, the hours are gonna get shorter. Come through, see what it is. I was like, you know what? I'll try one more week. The one more week I try, Fab walks in, 50 walks in. Same week, Floyd walks in. I'm a fan. Like, I'm a fan. I'm from Queens. You don't see this shit. Like,
Right.
you gotta be in New York City to bump into anybody.
Sure.
No one's rolling through Queens. And I was like, you know what? This might be the spot for me because everybody's coming to me. Everybody's in a suit and tie. And I speak their language.
And you have something they want. You know, it's funny because I talk about this all the time. Being involved in footwear for many years, I never realized that I was of importance to people that like I looked up to. Like I met Michael Douglas, and he was like, "Yo, take my number," because he was looking for a certain sneaker called What the Dunk SB.
Michael Douglas?
Yeah, and for his nephew.
So weird.
But the point I'm trying to make is like, take my number, and I was like, as he was giving, it, I was like, sure, no problem, give me your number. But then when I was writing it, when I was putting it in the phone, I was like, yo, did Michael Douglas really just give me his number?
Yeah.
But he needed something that I had.
It's so weird. So I didn't understand. I didn't know my value. You know, you got a dude like Floyd coming in now. I was so starstruck.
Sure,
at the time. I was
sure.
like, oh shit, Floyd's here. I went out to give him a pound, and he gives me like a fist.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, fuck this shit. I just spent $60 fucking on pay-per-view
pay-per-view,
and
yeah.
charged all my brothers, all my friends to come through and watch this shit.
So you made your
and he
money
gave me
back.
one of
He
these.
gave you a dab.
I remember being so pissed off. I'm like, I'm not talking to this dude no more. Fuck him. Me and him ended up being the bestest friends ever.
Yeah, and we'll get into that more as we delve into Mr. Flores' career and how he came up. And I like his story. That's why I wanted you here, because I really felt like it's jewelry is something so different. You know?
I think it's a waste of money.
No, most definitely. But here's the
You
thing.
think that jewelry?
I think this shit is the biggest waste of
And
money.
you're gonna say that?
No,
Yeah,
he told me that the
I
first
made
time
a
I
shirt
met him.
that said it.